Hey everybody, Thomas here, and it's kind of a sad day, but also a good day. We've decided that we're going to go ahead and sell the Timberking 1400 mill. This is a mill that's been up here at my dad's house for the whole time I've had my 2000 mill, so almost a year now. So this is a mill that I bought back in December of 2018. The mill currently has about 178 hours on it, and that will continue to go up a little bit as we cut a few things. I'm going to show you what this mill can do, some of the things I've done with the mill here recently and maintenance wise, and kind of what we're asking. So I'll just cut to it. We're currently asking $19,000 for this mill. This is the 1400 with the Kubota diesel, the 24.8 Kubota diesel that's on it. So that's a pretty hefty upgrade. A current new mill from Timberking for a 1400, I believe, is like 17.9-ish or so. And current one with the diesel, I believe, is close to like 25 or 25 and some change. So this is a heck of a deal with only 178 hours on there with the Kubota diesel. So we've done a lot of maintenance on the mill. I've gone through, hit all the Zerk fittings, greased and oiled everything. All the log dogs, everything's working. The log stops, excuse me, one log dog, 4 log stops, all working. The mill recently had to adjust the tracking on the blade. Everything is tracking perfectly now on both sides. The left side of the mill here was slightly off a few days ago, but went ahead and adjusted that. Also put new belts on the wheels, B57 belts on both sides. Also went through and did the drive belt. The old drive belt had a few nicks in it and some cracking, so went ahead and put the new drive belt on there. That's a BX93 belt because this is the mill with the idler pulley. So you can see it right there. That idler pulley helps keep that belt out of your cutthroat area. So that's a pretty neat little thing there. The bearings, this bearing right here, I have put it back together once before. This bearing's been doing really well, and again, very low hours on this. And as you can see, I'm cutting cedar, and cedar will clog up your exhaust because it'll get these bark pieces just kind of everywhere and clog it up. Also went through, we checked and behind this plate here, the clutch bolt, the main clutch bolt, we checked the torque on that. It's holding true at 45 foot-pounds. Also went through, cleaned the air filter. The hydraulic filter was changed out roughly about 70 hours ago. And I don't think the next iteration for that will be for another 200 hours. Or is it every 200 or 400 hours? Can't remember. The fuel filter up there has been, or fuel water separator has been cleaned out. The fuel filter down here was changed out roughly about 5 hours ago. As you can see, currently the mill is reading 178.2 hours. And I'll go ahead and start this up here in a second after I finish doing a little walk around. When I was adjusting the tracking the other day, you adjust the tracking with these right here, these blocks right here. I had to do, since it was tracking forward, had to bring this one in a little bit further and then loosen up on that one. Real easy to do, no issue there. Oh, also changed the oil. You can see part number in there. That's a Mobil 1 filter that's compatible with the Kubota filter. Changed the oil out at 177 hours. We put just over an hour on this thing since changing it out. And I put the Delo synthetic oil, same stuff I run in my truck and tractor. So great stuff there. So I'm going to show you a few things on the mill, some operation stuff. Oh, which brings me to my next point. The old winch that was on here had some issues with it. It was not performing the way I wanted it to. It would kind of not hold as I wanted. So just yesterday, had my buddy weld on the new bed plate right there. So that plate is welded on there. And we have a new 5,000-pound winch on here. The original winch that was on it was a 3,000-pound winch. This winch here is a little bit smoother and a little more power. So yeah, ready to work. So I'm going to go and show how you turn a log and get ready for our next cut, because right now this cedar log has this giant bell on the bottom, and I need to get rid of that bell. It's making it very difficult to do anything with, so we're going to show you how you do that. Hopefully my dog won't make too much noise out there. She's currently tied up because she was getting in the way of everything when my kids were here. So in order to operate the winch, there's a quick connect cable system, power cable system, excuse me. Very easy. It's almost idiot proof. Just plug it in as needed. Now I'm going to show this with the sawmill off, and you can run it either way because it runs off the battery. I'm going to show it with the sawmill off just so you can hear me talk. In fact, I got to back it up so you can see the movements that I'm doing. There we go. Now, there we go. All right. So, first things first, you've got a controller switch right here, which will do in and out, which is up and down for this one. So in raises up your log turner, and then this right here actually turns the log back and forth. So we're going to lift it up, and you want to do this when your log stops are in the upward direction, and then go and turn the log, and it catches those teeth. I don't know what size teeth they are. You can look on the website and everything. But the teeth actually in the log turner when it catches. There we go. Now I'm going to start to bring it down. And since I'm a little bit off, this is bi-directional, I can kind of push it in too. And you can use this in lieu of your log dog to hold it in place. Now my situation, I'm not going to just use it by itself because I've got to lower my log stops so I don't hit them, and I want to make sure that I get a good clean cut. So I'm actually going to lower the log turner here in a second. So I'm going to lower my stops. Now I'll get the alignment here in just a second, because right now it's the butt end needs to come over some more, but I can do that with the log dog over here. So let's bring this down. And see, that's pretty fast operation. That's faster than it was before. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then again, the turner, the only time I'd really use this is on very, very large logs. It's quite easy to just use a cant hook. But if you have like a 3,000-pound pine log on there that's 20+ inches wide, this is what I would use. But again, few and far between when I use that over a cant hook. To disconnect the power to that. And hopefully you can still see. I've got a little soft spot on there, but that's all right. What I'm going to do is use my log dog on this side. It's a very simple design. It's got a big screw. You can slide this back and forth. But I'm going to put it about midway down. Excuse me, slightly lower than midway down. Bring it in. Now I've got to move the log slightly. I have no idea where I put my cant hook, so I'll be doing it by hand. I really need to buy that cant hook. There you go, that's pretty good right there. Alright. Isn't that just irritating? You I literally keep it on that post all the time here at my dad's place. Alright, so now I think we're ready to go ahead and do some cutting. Stand by. Alright, so in an attempt to get the best angle that I can, I think this will work. So you're pretty much looking down the length of the log. And you can see kind of some of the actions I'm doing. I'm going to be, when I actually go through the log, I've got a speed control knob right here, and I'll have my hydraulics all the way open. So to start this mill up, turn the key on, you hold down the green button, it'll turn on the fuel pump, and then it'll actually crank the engine. So here we go. Started. I'm going to bring the mill head down to the height where I want to cut. Let's say about 12 inches. Slowly work the mill head forward. Okay, that looks pretty good. I could come down a little bit more, but I think, yeah, I should be able to get the length of the log that way. Yeah, so we'll go and cut there. I'm going to turn my water on with my little control valve that I added at the very top of the screen, and we'll go ahead and cut this. Alright, that's on. We're going to engage the throttle just a little bit more and then pop the clutch on. Nope. Hopefully not too much sawdust was coming towards the camera because there was a lot of sawdust there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and give me a second and I'll start shooting here in just a second. Alright folks, I'm going to show one more time on the turning of the log, just from start to finish everything so you can get a good feel for this. Because now we've essentially got a squared up cant. First things first, you want to lift your log stops up. Then you want to plug in your battery cable right here. Now I've seen some modifications that people have made where they put the little connector right here and they can slide back into it each time. I never did that because, again, I never really used it too much, but it is a nice feature to have. So you got the log stops up, and go ahead and lift this up. So you get a little bit of pressure on there, and then you're going to start to turn it. Now you might have to do two operations at once. Now I would typically be on that side, turning it with, which one? I guess I'd be turning this with my left hand, but for camera's sake, so I don't have my butt in front of the camera the whole time, I'll turn it this way. I want to turn it one more time over. Now I want to bring it back over. So I'm going to let that tooth catch just a little bit. It'll bring that front end over. There you go. And then lower down your log stops to a safe height, wherever that may be. And there, we've turned the log. It's kind of awkward the way I was doing it because I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera. But it's a system that does work when you have a very large log on there. And yeah, that cedar sawdust, I tell you what, is one of the worst things blown in your face. So we've shown cutting, we've shown turning, we've talked about all the maintenance, everything done. So if you have any more questions or comments, please let me know, and hit me up if you want to take a look at the mill. Currently the mill's up here in Cedar Grove, Tennessee. We are living down in Mississippi, but my dad can demo the mill to anyone who'd like to take a look at it. We do have some coming this weekend, but if the person does not purchase it, I just want to have this video out there so people can see the Timberking 1400 2018 model with a diesel up for sale, asking $19,000, and we'll see you around. Thanks everybody, have a good one.